Hello, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of League of Legends Riftbound Unleash booster box opening. Previous video, we opened our first booster box on release day, and we managed to pick up the Plundering Poro as one of our big hits from that box. So we will be looking to either improve upon it or pick out more overnumbered poros. I had mentioned that on the previous video that I wasn't extremely, or I wasn't really looking for any particular hit or overnumber in this set. I was far more looking or more enthusiastic on the previous set as far as Spears Forge, simply because there was a overnumbered Vayne, which is my favorite character from the entire League IP, and I managed to pull 2 of the signatures, and that kind of it kind of set oh, cool, Crescent Strike, normal, and foil, Tricksy Tentacles, and a LeBlanc. Yeah, pulling the 2 signature Vayne overnumbers pretty much set everything for me as far as the cards that I wanted. So now I am opening the Unleashed set, more just to collect cards to either put into my decks and doing a master set as well for Unleashed. So as we go into our second pack here, we should get a guaranteed epic. So no foil on the common or uncommon. To get Nidalee. I did see a card back there. Might be one of the Poro overnumbers as well. Rengar and oh, nice. Got the Ivern friend to all champion unit. I love the bokeh in the foreground here, kind of blurry in comparison to the background. That is really cool. I thought that was a overnumbered Poro. That would have been nice. But I will take that Ivern. It's gonna put all the rares here and all the common foils to the side there. And just so there's no glare. There we go. So far I am liking the set. I haven't gone to any Nexus Knights with revamped decks for the cards in this set. So as far as the playing experience is concerned, I've still yet to experience it. But I've gone to a couple of pre-riffs, and those were really fun. I do enjoy kind of deck making on the spot, even though I'm terrible at it. I'm just terrible at reading and remembering what the cards do. But as I go into some of the Nexus Nights this following month, I'll start to get the hang of it. So what I'm really looking for here is Ruination. For my Victor deck, I would really like to have a playset of those. So we have a Voracious Grump as our common or uncommon foil. Nice Otacon, which I'd also like to incorporate into my Victor deck. And we have a legend, Vex. Yeah, just really looking for some ruinations of as far as cards that I want to keep for myself. I would like a Elder Dragon alt art, as I think it's one of the best artworks in the set. Get plenty of star crosses as well for my Jinx deck that I would like to make and play during the Nexus Nights as well. I do understand that it's not a very competitive legend, but I'm very stubborn and I'd like to continue playing Jinx as she was my very first deck that I kind of introduced me to playing Riftbound. I do like her champion, her legend ability. I'm sure there's some sort of synergistic way of incorporating it in today's meta, but it's yet to be determined. I've seen this on some of the Ezreal decks, bouncing it to and from battlefields into their hands, and it seems very annoying to play against. Not overpowered, but definitely annoying. Alright, we have Bewitching Spirit, as I was just talking about it. Jin Legend. Diana, which I think is such a amazing artwork. And the bird token. Okay. Let's put these off here to the side. For those who are new to Riftbound and are getting into it, on the bottom of the cards here, you have your rarity symbols. The circle down here means common, which I believe you get 7 to the pack. And then the triangle is uncommon, which I believe you get 3 to the pack. And then you get traditionally, most packs you would get a normal common foil or uncommon foil, and then 2 rares or an epic, chance for an epic. So this is a common foil. You have a purple diamond symbol, which means rare. And sometimes you get 2 legend packs, which it's not all that great. And then you have one of the showcase rarities here, which is a Fury alt art rune. I actually already have one of these for the master set, but I will take more, most definitely. And then you also have cards that are just beyond the set, which are called overnumbered, as they are above the allocated number of cards within a set. We got our commons, uncommon battlefield, Ripper's Bay. Okay, so no foil, so we are guaranteed an epic from this pack, as the first foil, or the first of the 3 rarities, happens to be a champion legend. You got Ash, very nice card, and we should be getting our epic, which is Poppy's signature spell, which I also need for the master set. Nice. Now, I also stated in my previous video that I started collecting or involving myself with Riftbound when it came out back in October, solely just as a collector. And I did buy a Jinx deck. And after a couple of months, I decided, well, I kind of wanted to learn the game as I've been playing League of Legends for well over 14 years now. Oh, very nice. Great for the master set. I've been playing League for quite some time, and when I learned that they had or were making a card game for within the League of Legends universe, aside from Legends of Runeterra, which I did not get into, I was pretty excited to involve myself with the TCG. And fast forward some months, I opened up my Jinx deck, and told myself that I would at least get to learn the game and not knock it out of the realm of interest. And I ended up liking the playstyle, mechanics, and just all the different legends units that you can play around with and synergize with. It's a very cool game to kind of express that creativity. And I mean, previous to Riftbound, the only other card game I had played was Pokemon when I was a kid, and Pokemon is fairly simplistic. I think one of the things that kind of enticed me about Riftbound is even during your opponent's turn, you have the opportunity to play and counter their moves based on what cards they play, which I thought was very cool. And I realized that TCGs have done this for a while, but because I haven't really been into them or thrown myself into the competitive aspect of the hobby, I never knew that. So here we are, a couple months later. I'm enjoying the game, and I look forward to newer sets being released so I can play with some of my favorite champs that I've practically grown up with playing League of Legends. And Poppy, who I also love playing in Arena. I think she's quite annoying to go up against, but even better to play with. About halfway into the box here, and about the only real big hit that we've gotten is the Fury Rune. So we'll see what we get. Okay, so we're guaranteed an epic here. This is the first of 3 foils that we have in our pack, and it starts off with the rare Jin, and nice, very beautiful. We have a Lilia Phaethon alt art showcase, and as you can see, it's nice and textured as well. Very beautiful card. Very nice. We'll put that there. It's one of our hits. So this is part 2 of 6 boxes that I will be opening up. 3 that I got from some of the local LGSs where I live, and 3 coming from Riot. I had some of my friends who play League but don't play Riftbound enter the lottery system for me, and they were willing to. Oh, we get another pack with an epic, and we start off with the Xerath, Clash of Giants, and Daisy, which we pulled in the last box. Very nice. Guess I'm going Ivern. The set. Really looking for the Ruination and the Elder Dragon. As I'm master setting this, I'm not really looking for any of the over numbers. I just solely want to do the base set cards, which include the traditional 219 cards, all reverse foils, and the alt art runes and battlefields. So it's really all I'm looking for here. Anything additional to that will obviously be a nice bonus. All right. I know a buddy of mine who had opened 7 boxes and didn't pull any signatures. He got 2 over numbers, however, which out of 7 boxes I think is pretty low, but he probably just got unlucky with the boxes that were given to him. Zillion and Poppy Legend. All right, nearing the end of the box here. Also learned opening the packs from the back is a lot easier than ripping down the side, which I find very hilarious. And a nice Vi Peacekeeper. And the Kha'Zix. We pulled plenty of during our pre-rift and our last box as well. So not the best box currently, and that looks like a Kha'Zix signature spell if I'm not mistaken. Just from the side of it there. I have this one foiled already. And oh, nice. Diana, no longer human. This one, I forget what rarity this one is. The orange rarity. It's just one below the showcase rarity. All right. I got 6 packs left. I do like the art for Soul Sword. I think it's always really cool. Foil Chakram Dancer. Oh, dud pack. They gave us 2 foils. Oh, no, I'm lying. This is not a foil. This is a normal. Mutated Mauser is foiled, however. Lilia. Ooh, wow. That is amazing. So alt art showcase Baron Nashor, one of the one of the big chases for this set. Very nice. Um, there is a ultimate rarity of this card, which is supposedly far more substantially harder to pull. Um, that would be very nice. But that one is very cool. Just want to take a look at it one more time. I love how they're champions from the League IP battling the Baron Nashor there. One of them seems to look like Kha'Zix. Can't really make out the other two. Really cool card. I was thinking earlier that I'm wondering if Riot will ever introduce God packs. Not that it's something that I want or necessary for the collection, but knowing how Pokemon has kind of specialty sets with God packs, wonder if something that Riot would ever introduce into. Very nice. Master Yi Alpha Strike, signature spell. Um, just curious whether or not Riot would ever introduce that sort of pack opening to Riftbound. I don't think it's necessarily healthy, as it creates sort of a scarcity, or um, I know from Pokemon sets that people would particularly sell out on those types of sets simply because of the fact that they can pull God packs, um, which kind of ruins demand for the general consumer. Nice for the master set, something I definitely needed. But I think it'd be interesting, even if it's for like a set. Down to our last 3 packs. Ghostwalker, foil, Scuttle. We got you already. And we got you too, Messi. Alright, I think we're entering the territory where most of our pulls are going to be duplicates here. Just didn't expect it to come from the same box. Alright. Last 2 packs. Trevor News Bottom. Okay. So we have our foil, common, sacrifice, and Sumpwork Smash. Very nice. All right, and here is the last pack. Let's see what we get. Okay, Rite of Conquest as our first foil. Jin and Smoke and Mirrors as our last rarity here. Overall, not the best box, but we did get a couple of decent hits. I know I put some of the epics or the higher tier rarities here. Take a look. These are all the rares that we pulled from this box. Daisy being one of the ones that I put inside of that bundle. Alright, so those are all the rares, and then these are our higher tier rarities here. This is what we pulled. Ivor and Friends are all. Keeper's Verdict. Poppy Signature Spell. And Voiless Vox. Daisy, Ivor and Signature Unit. Master Yi, Alpha Strike, Signature Spell. Showcase, Baron Nashor, Alt Art. You can tell it's an alt art as there's a letter A after the number. Diana, no longer human. Lilia Phaethon, alt art showcase. And the Fury Rune showcase alternate art as well. Nice. Alright guys, that is box 2. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.